Hello and welcome to the Storytelling for the Soul podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Kanata, and this is the place we talk about all things expressive writing and other creative techniques, all with a little bit of Buffy the Vampire Slayer thrown in. Buckle up and enjoy. Hello and welcome back to another episode. So if you've clicked on this title, I'm going to go out and take a wild guess and say you are feeling overwhelmed and stressed, and you might just be on the path to burnout, or at the very least you feel like you're at your breaking point and you yearn to take back your life and, more importantly, your time. Because very likely, if you're like a lot of the people that I've spoken with over the last month or so, and most of them happen to be women, 40 plus, who are currently running around trying to finish up at work for the year, trying to entertain the kids who most of them are already on school holidays. Here in Australia, we have our long summer break in December and January. You're looking after sometimes caring for aged parents. You could be going through so many things. Maybe you're juggling a job and trying to get your business up and running. There could be so many things going on. I'm currently recording this on the 12th of December 2024. But as a starting point for this episode, I'd love you to whip out your to-do list. And if you don't already have one, please take the next 3 to 5 minutes just to jot down everything that has been occupying your mind over the course of the last day or so that you know that you have to do. And I want you to go through that list one by one and very honestly say to yourself, what can wait until tomorrow? What can wait until next week? What can wait until next month? What can wait until next year? And I know in this instance, next month happens to be 2025. But the thing is, a lot of our perception around deadlines and how hectic and crazy everything is completely fabricated. As in, we place a bunch of pressure on ourselves. And as women, this is more so the case that we tend to be nurturers and we want everyone around us to be happy. So at this time of the year, perhaps you're running around juggling your job, kids who are on school holidays, maintaining that partnership with friends, gift giving, buying gifts if you're someone who celebrates Christmas. That is a major stress for a lot of people, not only to actually find the time to buy the gifts, but also financial strain. And it's very well known, or at least it is here in Australia, and I imagine it's pretty much the same right across the world. People are feeling the pinch at the moment. The cost of living is rising. So all of these stresses add up. And there's also this perception around Christmas, if you celebrate, about what Christmas has to look like. And of course, that's going to depend on the circumstance that you're in. But I do want you just to fact check the situation around Christmas. If you're hosting, do you have to have the most fantastic array of food and drinks ever because you've invited your family over? If you're a single person on your own, maybe you're widowed, do you really have to say yes to that invitation that you ultimately want to say no to? Ask yourself the hard questions. Because here's the thing. In order to reclaim your time and reclaim your life, ultimately, it's 100% up to you. You can have all the tools at your disposal. I can sit here and talk about embodied writing and the value of journaling and give you 3 journal prompts to take into 2025. I can give you breathing practices, meditation practices, a whole array of tools. But if you don't go away and apply them and make the time in your schedule to use them, nothing will change. And I'm just being honest and realistic with you. change, reclaiming your me time, reclaiming your life, it's all up to you. Everything you need is right within you now. And that's the big secret. You've already got everything you need. And people complicate change. They think it comes down to adding tons of things. It often doesn't, I have to say. It often has more to do with removing things than adding things, and getting really, really familiar with two things. The first is saying no, even when you want to say yes, because that's what you've been conditioned to say. And the second thing is to be okay with feeling discomfort, because in the first few times you say no, you're going to feel the discomfort. But think about this. At what cost comes with saying yes? If you do one thing over this holiday break, I invite you to take an inventory of your life and be honest with yourself. You can shred it later, you can throw it out, but be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what can I remove from my life that is not positively adding to my situation? And people don't recognize how certain things like gossiping, what impact that has. That is low vibration behavior. Gossiping with family, gossiping with friends, gossiping with work colleagues. It could be anything. Scrolling on social media when you feel like you could be doing something else that might be more beneficial to you. Take an honest list of your life and stock of it. I can't tell you what those things are because everyone is wildly different. And in some cases, some things that could be positive in someone else's context are not so positive in another person's context. But I can promise you this, if nothing changes heading into 2025, nothing changes. And if you can listen to this episode and genuinely say you are content and happy, and you're not at all fussed if you're in the exact same position come 12th of December 2025, all power to you. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. But I know that if you are listening to this episode in particular, and if you are drawn to me and my work, embodied writing, body-based approaches to working with trauma, I know that more than likely you're not all that happy with how things are in your life. And it's very sobering on one level, and maybe it's a little bit scary on another level. But like I've said a couple of times in this episode already, it's up to you. It's up to you to change. The ball is in your court. So I'm going to leave it there, just a nice, short and sharp episode. If you'd like to find out more about my work, go to sarahkanata.com. I'm currently running a one-on-one program. It's called Soulful Steps. It's a pilot program. I only have 3 places available. 1 is already gone, so there's only 2 places available. If you would like to delve more into how to use writing as a well-being tool, I call this embodied writing, and other body-based approaches to working through trauma. Trauma happens in our body, so it needs to be processed in the body. Feel free to reach out to me via email, info@sarahkanata.com. I'd be very happy to jump on a Zoom call with you to see if we are the right fit to work with one another. And you can spell my name, so just Sarah is S-A-R-A-H, standard spelling, and then Kanata is C-A-N-N-A-T-A, and then of course .com. If you can't find me, it wasn't meant to be. So I'm going to leave it there. You have an amazing day, evening, or week, whenever you're listening to this, and I will speak with you next time.